Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you back. I hope you're having a groovy day. So today's going to be a bit of a multifaceted video that I hope you'll enjoy and maybe get something out of. But now that I'm dipping my toes back into Civilization 6 content, I figured that I would talk a little bit of shop about my 5 favorite leaders or Civilization 6, provide some cool strategies, interesting tidbits, and discuss future video ideas based off of them or my personal ranking of their power levels. So, again, this is just one man's unscripted, very humble opinion. There is no right answers. You could agree, you could disagree, but that is completely fine. It's just based off my own experience. So, let us just jump right on into it, shall we? So, first on our list, we'll be talking about, come on. We can't, you know, not acknowledge Dami Mami Mongolia here. Scythia is by far, in my opinion, one of my most favorite civilizations to play, if not just for the meme of having like a horde of horse archers on your neighbor's door and like 10, 20 turns tops. it's it is an incredibly okay. The way I play it is a bit of a meme strategy. You can play it a lot better, but the way I play it is, you can specifically tune your economy to just go crazy on the horsemen and the horse archers, just to go absolute hog wild and overwhelm an opponent. But it's if you get caught up in a prolonged war and aren't immediately able to do conquest, it kind of stymies your late game potential, but it's still very, very fun. Yeah. So, what else can be mentioned? Obviously, freaking double units. With the Venetian arsenal in the game, that's awesome. I don't know if there's any other unit doublers in the game. I'm only familiar with the Venetian arsenal, but yeah, People of the Steppe is that is going to be something that's helping you far into the late game. So I think helicopters are considered light cav, so even towards the end of the game, you're getting double light cav. So Tomiris definitely lends herself incredibly heavy to a domination victory. I haven't played her any other way. So the Kurgans with a little bit of faith, gold, and tourism, I've always used them a bit more to support my early rush because it is a little bit taxing on the gold economy, and you might find yourself easily tripped up by that. But yeah. No, so they could that could play a little bit more. Into the later game, but when I play Tomiris, it's usually over by the later game. So, uh, and Commander units even self-heal. So if you're looking for a fun, fast, easy, well, I wouldn't say easy, but high energy domination civ, then Tomiris is definitely what I would recommend as something you should try out. Maybe not the most beginner friendly, but still fun as all heck. Alright, moving on to my second pick. Alright, is going to be Frederick Barbarossa. Alright, well, if there's one thing I just absolutely love in Civilization, it is high production. production. Get all those synergies going, pump those units and buildings out. It presses that little dopamine button in my brain that works just well. And of all the leaders and civilizations in this game, Frederick Barbarossa with the unique industrial district is I think the best with tuning your cities to be crazy with production. As a Civilization player, I think I've only beat up to I forget the difficulty level beneath deity. I think it's immortal. I'm working on deity, but I've been able to achieve my highest, win rates with Frederick Barbarossa. Surprisingly enough, he lends himself well to a bit of a turtle style. Maybe absorb a couple early city states early in the game with his leader bonus, and just if you tune your civilization right and you tune your districts with the Hansa, getting them next to canals and commercial hubs and aqueducts. Oh my God. I've lent it to a science game more often than not, but you can really take it any way you want it. I mean, religious or religion game isn't going to really be anything special. I mean, maybe a culture game you could do, but I think he lends himself very easy to domination or science. I don't really play too terribly much with the U-boat, so I don't know how good it is in comparison to a regular submarine, but free Imperial cities, good gosh. I hate being locked when I'm building districts. Lord, I do not like it. I do not like it whatsoever. But with free Imperial cities, you get that extra bonus slot that you know makes things go by a little bit more smoothly. So if you are someone who likes to hyper plan things down to the nth degree and you get rewarded for that, setting up your Hansas and your district placement being key, that will push all the right buttons for you, and I cannot recommend Frederick Barbarossa enough. Okay, so my third choice is going to be a bit of a two-parter. So we're going to be talking not specifically about the civilization themselves, but what they represent. So it's going to be Lady Six Sky and the second leader for the Congo. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name. They both have very unique playstyles. Lady Six Guy lends herself more towards a scientific victory with, a unique science district, and of course the Congo has a lot of stuff related to relics and culture, and so it lends itself more towards a religious or cultural game. But what I like about both of these civilizations is the Congo's leader ability. Which increases yields on the same continent as your capital, and I believe it's something akin to, yes, up here, with the Maya. If you found cities within 6 tiles of your capital, they get a 10% to all yields. And why I love this is the encouragement to build tall. Okay, back when my days of Civilization 5, great game, still play it to this day. But one of my favorite things to do was, play those small, well compacted empires, 4, maybe 5 cities. Go tradition, because tradition was the policy tree for that, and just hyper tune, because when you have like a large sprawling empire, it's very hard to maximize everything efficiently. So I always loved playing tall rather than wide, I believe is the terminology. And these two civilizations, to some degree, attempt to bring that to Civilization 6, and I have had a fun time, uh, you know, reliving the glory days of building tall. I mean, it's certainly no Venice from Civ 5, or it's not to the same degree. It definitely will be a little bit more challenging if you try to play tall in Civ 6, but these two civilizations definitely do it a little bit better, and it is possible. So yeah, normally Civilization 6 is just a race to put up as much, excuse my English, put up as much cities as possible so you can get those juicy science districts down. That's just the be-all end-all. But in some way, Lady Six Guy with Amaya and the Congo's new second leader try to bridge that gap, and they are very fun playstyles that I would definitely recommend to beginners. Okay, the next one on my list is going to be something a little new to me that I've been experimenting with. Okay, I'm gonna say, well, I've only been playing Theodora, so I only know her side of the story, but I think the other Byzantine leader will function more or less the same way. What's the difference? I know she provides culture and faith adjacency bonuses. What does Basil provide? Do full damage. Okay. Alright, so yeah, Basil. I mean, honestly, I might switch back towards Basil, but for the moment, the recommendation goes for Basil and Theodora. It lends itself to an unlikely combination of strategies here, because it plays a heavy religious theme where your unique unit, gives buffs based off religion and religious strength. They both have special bonuses to combat efficiency based off, religion. You combine that with, being an aggressive civ. I mean, here with Basil, heavy and light cav do full damage against cities following the same religion as Byzantium. If you spread your religion out before you go on a conquering spree, you are just going to be supercharged. And I have had a lot of fun with the Crusade tenet of faith. Running a bit of a religious domination game. It still ends up being a domination game at heart, but it's got a different facet to it with a religion. And overall, playing a purely religious game to win the religious victory in Civ 6 hasn't had that much flavor to me. Just getting bogged down and converting every single freaking civilization to your religion and just spamming those missionaries out. After a while, it's pretty repetitive. So I like this combination of war and religion, and I think it meshes together in a very good way. You get a couple of relics, world wonders like Mont Saint Michel and the Hagia Sophia to help, spread that religion as well while you're playing as Byzantium. It can only help. So this is a dual recommendation for either of the Byzantine leaders. Basil, definitely, he's got a bit more combat stims with his unique ability, and Theodora is going to have a little bit more passive adjacency bonus shenanigans with farms and other things. So choose your play style, but either way, both fun. Okay, and this last one is a bit of a meme, but I absolutely just adore it. So, Carthage. So what I immediately realized when when was Carthage announced? I think it was back in Gathering Storm or one of the earlier DLCs. But when I saw all the freaking things, okay, so Dido, there is, let me see here, her leader ability. No, it's not her leader ability. My bad. The Kothan produces 50% production towards settlers. Okay, that's a cool stem. You have the Ancient Policy that gives you 50% production towards settlers. You have the Government Building that gives you 50% production towards settlers. And my mind just went crazy. I'm just thinking of the possibilities here of just going hog wild, spamming these settlers out. And it's just absolutely fantastic on naval maps because, for one, you got your biremes with your unique unit that will excuse me, I'm talking too fast. That will absolutely dominate the later game, the early game waters and keep your settlers safe. And they got stems for moving across water too. So if you want to play around with just all these layering bonuses to settler production and have a pretty fast, relatively large empire, Carthage has been a very, very fun asset in my toolkit when it comes to playing this game. You could spread out really far, really fast, get your cities all over the place, and then that might put you behind the AI, especially on the higher difficulties. Moving forward into the later stages of the game, but you can leverage the amount of cities you spammed out and eventually catch back up to the AI if you play it right. Dido, she could be taken in a lot of different ways. Domination works fine, science works fine, culture works fine. She's not really tuned towards any victory in specific, except maybe not religion. You could certainly try, but she's definitely a very multifaceted leader and has a lot of different dimensions to what you could do with her. So that is my pick for the top 5 most enjoyable leaders and strategies associated with them in Civilization 6. Not all of them are beginner friendly. Definitely pick and choose what fits your play style, but my opinions aren't better than anybody else. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the issue. So that will be it for now. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you liked what you listened to today, drop a like and a comment in the box below, and stay tuned for the next couple of videos where I'll definitely be discussing a bit more civilization content. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.